Welcome back, everybody. The Grand Tactician, Civil War. Grandpa Gaming is episode 35 of our Federal Summer 61 View Unit Only campaign using the a.o.m mod. So last episode, we did have quite a bit happen. As you see, there's some major changes on the map here. So let's start in the east and work our way west. The Chesapeake Squadron is still holding out in Chesapeake Bay, slowly getting their strength up. They will be getting another sloop of war added to them this month. Our Atlantic Squadron did evaporate. I had them go after Fortress Monroe, and the fortress did see them off, causing the fleet to totally evaporate. So that is going to have to be reconstituted at some point. But all those ships are going to be in dry dock over the entirety of the winter, if not longer. So we'll see. I have pulled the grunts out of Richmond and sent them up to Manassas Junction, as we have the Army of the East is in retreat ahead of Jackson's Corps. They got hung up on the river here. We've seen this happen before with this army. I'm not sure if it has to do with General Meade or just the army itself getting hung up on the rivers, but it's the second time it's happened. So I'm unsure of what the issue is with that, but it looks like they're finally crossed the river, so I'm ordering them fully back into Manassas Junction to link up with the grunts. Hopefully their readiness will come up a little bit more quickly, as I want them to take on Jackson's Corps and then the rest of the rebel forces in this area, which look like they're already going into winter quarters. It is October 1st, so the winter season is starting. It's going to be the last month where we can really campaign. The fortification at Harper's Ferry is 39 days away from completion. Once that is complete, the engineers will move down to Stanton. If I cannot clear these forces out before the winter sets in, they're going to move down to Stanton and build another fortification here to cover the river crossing at Stanton at the top of the valley. We are currently in control of Richmond, Petersburg, Lynchburg, giving us almost complete control of Virginia. We just do not hold the city of Norfolk, but we do have to clear this knot out before anything else continues there. The Army of the Ohio, which did have the best chance of going after Norfolk, but I didn't want them getting stuck in the siege with the fort there, is now at Knoxville. And it looks like the District of Louisiana may be moving to intercept them. I'm unsure. I'm going to let them stay here a little longer and get up to green readiness, as I'd like to have them in Chattanooga for the winter. So if this army does not come over the mountain to fight them, we will be moving on Chattanooga. The Army of Mississippi has been very, very busy moving all over the map here. I'm surprised Beale's been doing a very good job of keeping their readiness up, as I've had them moving all over the place. Fighting several actions up around Marietta, Charleston, Gully Bridge, Portsmouth, Chillicothe. A lot of actions over here in the northern Kentucky region. But we did push them down to Lexington to seize the depot that the rebels had constructed here. And Eccles Corps, which was there, is retreating before them. So we're going to order them to take on Chestnut's Junior Corps over here at Frankfort. And that's the only other combat corps in the area. These are both Army. Nope, this one's not an Army headquarters. This is an actual corps, but only 8,000 men in it. So we should be able to slam both of these corps if they choose to fight. The Army headquarters for the Army of the Ohio is here, but I don't know where any of their corps are. They have none of their corps here, or any of these part of their army. The AIs had the corps from armies all over the place. Your Army of Washington, that's Army of Washington headquarters, Department of Western Florida, Army of Alabama. A lot of Army headquarters here. I'm seeing a lot of Army headquarters without their corps. Also, I did forget about this. The Department of South Carolina has retaken Fort Moultrie from us. But that's no big deal there. That was part of now I'm going to consider an aborted scheme to retake the coastal fortifications with the death knell of the Atlantic Squadron. And we've been having some major movements out here in the west. Army of Tennessee has advanced all the way down into Arkansas. We did take Carrollton. The Independent Cavalry Corps, which is right on top, and it was besieging the fort at Muskogee, but the Army of Texas came up and pushed them away because it just didn't have the ability to fight such a sized force with the Cavalry Corps. And it looks like the Army of Texas was disbanded and turned into Walker's Corps Army of the West, which is now retaking Carrollton. So I've ordered Daywood to turn around and go and contest the city of Carrollton against them. The Independent Cavalry Corps is going to continue on its previous orders, as we don't know what's going on with these units here. This intel's got to be bad. There's no way they got up here this fast, because these were retreating forces that were down here. There's really no way they could have gotten up here this fast. Cavalry Corps should have been faster than them. But the Cavalry Corps is going to keep moving on its new target of Memphis, Tennessee. We may winter them there, we may not. Depends on the Confederate forces in the area, as I'm going to have them start pushing down the rail lines. Also, has the new division arrived? Nope, we do have to form them. We got to actually start shipping the new division is ready to go, so we're going to have to start shipping them over that way. Plus, I do have another brigade to recruit into the Euro unit only forces, so we'll go jump on. Oh, not yet. We're not doing that yet. I forgot it is October 1st, so we do have to go over the monthlies. And there goes my phone. It's not one of my videos without my phone going off. Every time I think I put it on silent, I don't. All right. October monthly. Current rating of our nation is A-. I don't think we cut any bonds in the last month. I don't recall cutting any bonds in the last month. Our debt still amounts to about $265 million. Current economy cycle is recovery, and the wealth of our population is below average and increasing compared to the previous month. It says our tax revenues increased by $332 million. I'm really unsure about that one. Total export volumes in the last month with $831 million going out, $862 coming in, which is pretty good, keeping almost even on with the Europeans. Average corporate production over the last 3 months was $411 million, change of negative $1.4 million, which is not bad. And our economy lacks food, wool, coffee. I don't think we should be lacking any food or wool. Coffee, I understand, but food and wool, I'm not too sure about. Sometimes the reports don't make sense. Finances, total revenues were $327 million for the previous month. So we're spending $218 million more than we are bringing in, as our total expenses equate to $546 million. So I am looking to draw that down a bit, but I don't see any way to really do that, as I have everything set as low as I kind of need. We can actually bring this down. $2 million. Says no, I want that marked as very low. Same with economy. Industry, we're going to keep highs. We're producing stuff. Military, very high. Diplomacy, 0, as I don't care about diplomacy. Policies, we're going to keep at 12.5. All right. Intelligence. According to our intelligence sources and analysts, the Confederate government is currently discussing government funding 1. They've been talking about that a while. Confederate relations to Great Britain are still at 39%. That has not moved in quite a while. It says they've recruited 4,900 men into 2 brigades. Those are 2 very large brigades. So there's more than 2 brigades that have been recruited, or they recruited 1 3,000 man brigade and 1 smaller. Morale Confederate army is currently at 65%. You'd think they'd be a little bit lower with all the victory we've had lately. But then again, with all the victories that we've had, and we've never really seen their morale get too low. And we've only had the 1 major defeat so far, and it was a major defeat. All right, policies. Right now, we are working on letters of marque. We're just trying to get the Europeans a little more pissed off at us, try and get them to come in and help the rebels. I don't know if that'll work or not, but we'll try. And we were just basically waiting for Chapter 3 to open up to us so that we can start working on other things that I do want. There's really nothing left that I do want, but like banks would be the big thing I want, but we don't have. By the time you literally get access to banks, it's like you're so far into the game that they're really unhelpful. Even though they're one of the most powerful things you can have. Projects. Signable. What do we got? Do need occupation administration. Let's do level of occupation administration. Market reform. I'm not really sure about. Increases our markets. I'm not really working on. Weapons production, we do need that higher. I'm going to take that. We don't need recruitment offices. We don't need agents. Rebuilt ironclads, no. Supply reform. Don't exactly need this because it just allows us to build the larger depots. It doesn't actually affect what those depots do. It just allows the larger depots, which we're operating in small enough forces all over the map that we don't need the larger depots. If we were operating, say, 3 to 4 corps in a single area, yes, but we're not operating like that. Trade warfare, we're not going to take a level of. That one level was already bought by the computer at the start of the campaign. Logistics reform. Yeah, we'll take that. And I guess we get the infrastructure reform. We might as well buy the market reform since we have the money. It's really only 2 things you can do with money from markets anyway, so might as well take it. See what it does. It may help us, may not. We may not even notice. All right, military-wise. So we got to pull this up now. Got to go off screen here, so you're going to see the map move around. We do have a new unit request. I should have had this opened up already, but bear with me. I could have sworn I'd seen a unit request. Where did it go? Looks like it may have been removed. Okay, never mind. I could have sworn I'd seen a unit request. Yeah, I think it may have been removed. Okay. So I probably didn't respond to him in time. Maybe. Other than that, let's see. We do have the new division ready to go. So I gotta go off screen here and find the division name. Ah, that's it. Okay. And they're actually going to be going to Daywood. So the Iowa River Boys, the Rocket Chickens, and the Blackbeards are ready to go. Blackbeards was already an existing unit. They were just sent back here to get them under control, I think. We'll just say that. Let's see a new... Nope. Unit. You know what I want. I want to add the division. There we go. I'm hitting the wrong button. And you know what? Burnside, I think, would be a good commander for this one. This is for Jeremy. Grandpa's Bastard Division. There we go. And they are getting the Iowa River Boys, the Rocket Chickens, and the Blackbeards. And you said put a commander I don't like in charge. I think Burnside takes some bad rap sometimes, but yeah, I still don't like him. Let's change your weapons out. Springfields. And get you transferred over to Daywood's Army of Tennessee. They're now going to be at 2 divisions. It's going to take them 31 days to transfer there. We also have Copeland's Lumberjacks on the way. They are 13 days away from transferring. Oh, and Goldbox's batteries ready to go. Who needs them? Actually, Army Tennessee needs another battery, so Goldbox is going there also. I'll give them 3 batteries. So we're going to have to build a new division for that battery, for those batteries. The Indian Volunteer Battery is still 12 days away, but they're going to the Independent Cavalry Corps. I think that handles that. I think that covers everything now. I don't long intro. I'm also glad to look for some things I should have had ready to go. But let's hit play and we'll see what we get into. All right, coming in again real fast here as I found that request, and it's for Robert Boguski for a Pennsylvania unit. So I don't know why. I gotta explain this real fast. On my computer, on my main YouTube account, it's not showing me this comment. But if I go into my phone and look up my YouTube account from the phone, it shows the comment. Can't explain it. YouTube's kind of weird like that sometimes. It is annoying. So it's going to be a Pennsylvania unit. We have plenty of men available from there. Almost 75,000 men available. We're only using about 6,000. We're over 3,000 casualties from there. Wow. And you want the Bucktail Brigade. Union Blue with British rifles. Okay. So we're going to kind of give them this uniform, which means you want the Prussian blue and the sky blue trousers. And you want the Enfields or Sharps. Sharps are unavailable. We're just not producing them in large enough quantities. We do have Enfields. But they're not a weapon I'm using at all in my armies is a thing. Mostly because I do think the Springfield is actually a better weapon than the Enfield. And that's actually historically true. A lot of the units that used Enfields did get rid of them if they could replace them. But we'll give you the Enfields for now. I may end up going back to Springfields on those just because we don't have a lot of these and a lot of people want them. So we may end up going back to Springfields. Because historically, they are a better weapon for line infantry. At least the Union armies thought so. Even the rebels did too. All right, that should cover that now, so I'll be back. All right, we do have our next engagement here, and it is the Army of the Mississippi going up against Chestnut Jr.'s Corps of the Army of Ohio. It looks like, unlike Eccles' Corps, they decided to put up a fight of it. So it's Chestnut Jr.'s Corps plus the Army of Ohio Command. Oh, Chestnut Jr. is part of the Army of Ohio. Okay, so that's where their missing corps was. So we're bringing 21,803 infantry, 2,500 cavalry, and 40 guns under Buell. Going up against 16,340 infantry, 0 cavalry, and only 5 guns. Wow. We've seen a low number of batteries in Confederate armies lately. It looks like they're really not recruiting them. And they are under command of Carter Stevenson. So let's continue cleaning up this area of the map. So I think once we kick these boys out, if the fight's not too rough, we're going to push right back down to Eccles and the Army of Tennessee there and kick them out of the region. I think we may end up... Yeah, if this is not a hard fight, we're going to push straight down to Nashville. We're going to move this fight to Tennessee. Need them out of Kentucky. We're moving this fight to Tennessee. If we are in good readiness, we're going straight for Nashville. Welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of Frankfort. We are on the attack, and we are on the Perryville map. And interestingly enough, the top of Bull Run here, not the same Bull Run as in Maryland, is the defense one, which I don't think I've ever seen before, which is really interesting, as this is going to allow us to really bring our artillery to bear on them, as we had a lot of open ground here. So this is going to be very straightforward. I'm going to get my cavalry out here, see what their dispositions are. If they're defending back here towards town, this would still be a good fight. But we might just be able to lay waste them with the artillery. We're showing a minor defeat, but we are attacking them on land they control and not us. We're showing them iron defeat, even though we have higher morale, but they're starting out with the objective. That's fine. Get my cavalry out, but it looks like I'm going to be sending my infantry lines straight across this open field here because we couldn't ask for better. This is good ground for infantry fight, especially all these rolling hills here. So let's go find these guys. All right, it's now almost 10 a.m. We do have sightings on the rebels, not complete sightings though. Looks like their left flank extends over here to where the 1st Tennessee Regiment is. They do have one battery firing, though. My intelligence said they had no guns. Now it says they have 5 guns. Okay. And it looks like their flank extends out towards here. So they're kind of like defending facing this way, which is a little odd. We've been seeing the AI do much better than this lately.
Save your water for when the shoot.
So, cavalry, let's get you moved out of the way. Bring in your scouts. I don't know why you have charge turned on. I know I turned that off. Well, it's off on the brigades at least. Good.
Save your water.
We're going to send you... back around this way. I want to try and get into their retreat path again if I can. Get them out onto this road here and then follow this path up behind them towards the excuse me, towards the objective point. The Tennessee Regiment's close enough to town because I think these guys might be armed with some long-range weapons to block a crossing. So I'm going to be sending the 5th Siamese over first on the sickles because they are armed with sharps rifles, and they gave a very good account of themselves in the last fight. So not the 5th Division, the 3rd Infantry Division, which is made up the 5th Siamese, the Penny Brigade, and the Spicy Balloon Brigade, which is the newest brigade in the Army, are going to make up this initial attack and get us across the river. There's another battery back there. Still waiting on my batteries to come up. The infantry just arrived. The batteries are coming up right behind them. It looks like we may end up causing a backlog on the other infantry divisions. It may happen here, it looks like. You guys moving up double, please. Let's get you a little closer to the front right here behind town. Looks good. I don't know, maybe I'll be able to get this division to cross without having to tangle with the Tennesseans. We'll try. See if we can't get them across and do an en-echelon attack if we can. Hopefully the batteries will be up by the time they're across the river. Hopefully. We'll see. All right, and I was correct. The Tennesseans are armed with some long-range rifles, so we're going to move the 5th Siamese straight into them. Shouldn't have to move that close with the Sharps rifles, but this will cover the crossing of the other 2 brigades. And then we got the 3rd Arkansas right next to it. You guys shouldn't have to be moving that close. What's going on? I think the formations are just a little messed up right now. They are well within range of the Siamese. We got some skirmishers. Suck some of that up, please. Penny, move at the double. Same with you spicies. Actually, while the skirmishers are covering you, head over that way at the double. And it looks like some of my infantry pushed through the batteries. Of course they did. Germans, get ready to cross. Move at the double, Siamese. Let's go. Just stay in place. Control your skirmishers. Not exactly close enough to lay you down. Push up a little closer, then we'll lay you down. Those damn batteries up. No damage to those guys, which I really don't believe. I need to get unscrewed and get in position. You know what? It's the way to land. That's why we're not doing too much damage. Our pennies move up. That's it. We need to force them off this hillock over here. Push up on them. Spices, I'm going to need you right behind them. Should be in range of you. What are you boys doing? Let's break the Tennesseans, get them out of the way. That's it. Make them react to us. To that tree. Alright, first Indiana, start crossing. There we go. Do some damage. Gotta bring somebody up from the rear. Simonton and Jackson. 200 strength brigades. That's it. Force them to roll their flank back. And Penny's hold there. Spicy's come out this way. Where the hell are those damn halt orders? That's it, just keep them engaged in range. So these get right up next to them. Then we'll hit them in the rear with the Spices. Just keep turning this flank over. Germans move up. They may end up leaving the Spices out of this fight.
Save your water for when the shooting starts.
Oh yeah, look at side knees at that corner right there. Why they're not turning Simonton in the face is kind of odd. We do have a slightly out range. These guys do have Enfields. There we go. Division commander's not close enough. Where is he? Looks like some of my guns are going to be sitting slightly out of range. That's fine. Keep coming, Spices. Let's go. You boys don't want to miss on the action. I'm gonna wait for the Spices to come up unless they push somebody at us. Oh, wow, you guys taking some losses. Really? Who the hell's hitting you from over here?
Save your water for when the shooting starts.
Let's go, Spices.
Save your water for when the shooting starts. Save your water for when Save your water for when Did you see that? Observe that flank, soldier. Did you see that?
If they double, ignore them.
Stay down, boys.
All right, boys, time to move in. They're behind the entrenchments, it looks like, and not in them. They're still getting the advantage of it. And to get them off the Spices. think they're reacting to them now. Ooh, what the hell's that? There we go. So keep them locked now, coming on their flank and rear. You're sending everybody at them. You're not going to hold out too long. They are a new unit, so they really can't take too much. These guys aren't shown as in the entrenchments. Move into them. That's it. Hang in there, Spices. Get over here where you belong. Shit, they broke. But they did what I needed them to. Battle's a little bit glitched out. We can't even see the guns these guys supposedly have. There's nothing there as a model. And these brigades are behind the entrenchments, but their markers are up here. That's it, powering to the Germans. Crap, forgot to maneuver my cavalry. These guys have taken, yeah, this unit is totally close. They've taken no casualties. That's it, pour it into them. Okay, we're going to take a lot more damage in this fight than I expected, but it is what it is. Should have developed my attack line more. Oh well. I need to finally move it. Looks like that glitch is gone. That's it, get me those guns. I need some more lawn ornaments. That's it, into the entrenchments, boys. speeding. Shit. These guys are still showing protection from the entrenchments. It shouldn't be. Yeah, 0 casualties. 0 casualties. These guys are showing a glitch. Battle's glitched from the start. I hate that. I hate it when that happens. More issues than I need, so I don't know if we're gonna make it what I wanted to. Pennies, you're done. Cross the river, guys. Let's go. I need you. 6 masses getting messed up. Everybody's getting messed up because of this glitch. These rebel forces being glitched are really hurting me right now. Who the hell are you firing at? Forcing these units to move to get them on the glitch. Shit, there goes the 6. Who the fuck are you shooting at? Not who I told you to shoot at. Go, go, go. Get up there. It was supposed to be an easy victory. It's turning into a hell. Yeah, this battery, yeah. This has been so glitched, it's not funny. Little truck has come up here. Sixth Royals, get up here to the entrenchments. Cavalry at. Hey, that battery finally broke. Truck is at the double. Foothills, let's go. And their division commander's stuck in a river, it looks like. What a friggin' glitchy battle. This should have been an easy win. There we go, they're just about to break. Lay down, boys. Let's go, Aussies. Let's move. Waiting on their orders. That's it, just stand there and take the shots, boys. Gotta get them to 20%. I don't think I'm gonna get them to 20%. We could have, but not with the way this turned out, the way they glitched. 476 casualties in the Germans. Jeez. I don't even think they're the highest. There's a withdrawal going out. Cavalry's on its way. Might be able to grab up some prisoners. There they go. 8 minutes on the clock. I don't know if we're going to get the cavalry in to get anybody. We'll try, though. Get off the road and out of the way, damn it. Go. The hell are you boys doing? Shit, losing our opportunity. Get them. Get those Arkansas boys. Arkansas State, Missouri, go get them. I know you boys don't like each other. It's gone so much better. That should have gone so much better. Oh my lord. Those glitched artillery units. I didn't realize how badly glitched they were. They sucked up a lot of our ammunition. That caused a lot of issues. Plus those glitched units in the entrenchments. See? Honestly, as soon as I noticed the battle was glitched, I should have just saved, exited out, and reloaded the battle. So this did a lot of damage to Army Mississippi. I don't know if we're going to be able to continue our push. But we'll see. All right, we took down 2,500 or 16,000 infantry. We got all 500 guns for a total of 2,600 or 16,000 men. We lost 2,064 of our 21,799 infantry. 81 of our 2,550 cavalry. 0 guns. Total of 2,155 or 24,937 men. These are casualties we shouldn't have taken, especially the 6th Mass took a lot of casualties in the entrenchments that they were in and the rebels were not, but the rebels were getting the protection of those entrenchments. I almost feel like scum saving this, but I'm not going to. So we're going to live with this. All right, combat reports. First off, amazingly, I don't think we lost any officers. Nope. All right. Combat reports. Engineers didn't fight. 1st Cavalry Division, Hoosier Horsemen did 43 to infantry. Lightning Brigade did 17 to infantry. And Missouri Home Guard did 20 to infantry. Losses, Hoosiers, 16 dead, 42 wounded, 12 missing for a total of 70. Aggregate strength, 634, 10% casualties. Lightning Brigade, 1 dead. Aggregate strength, 847. Missouri Home Guard, 2 dead, 9 wounded, 1 missing, total of 12. Aggregate strength, 976, 1% casualties. 83 for the division. Aggregate strength, 2,457, 3% casualties for the division. 1st Infantry, Penny Brigade, 85 dead, 170 wounded, 49 missing for a total of 304. Aggregate strength, 1,283, 19% casualties. 5th Siamese Rifles, 34 dead, 107 wounded, 21 missing, total of 162. Aggregate strength, 1,594, 9% casualties. Spicy Balloon Brigade, 17 dead, 123 wounded, 32 missing, total of 172. Aggregate strength, 2,665, 6% casualties. 638 casualties for the division. Aggregate strength, 5,542, 10% for the division. I know I went through their losses before the combat. We'll do their combat right now. Penny Brigade did 419 to infantry, 34 artillery for a total of 453. 5th Siamese did 542 to infantry, 3 artillery for a total of 545. And the Spices did 73 to infantry. This was their first fight. And the position they were in, they should have held better, but they didn't. But 1,071 for the division. 5th Infantry. Did I do the first? No, I did not do the first. First Division. 1st German Rifles did 606 to infantry, 11 artillery for a total of 620. 6th Massed Volunteers did 129 to infantry for plus up to 135, caught a bunch of command staff. And 1st Indiana Rifles did 212 to infantry. Thought they would have done more. Total 967 for the division. Losses: 1st Germans, 109 dead, 309 wounded, 67 missing for total 45. Aggregate strength 1,140, 30% casualties. 6th Mass Volunteers, 57 dead, 287 wounded, 68 missing for total 412. Aggregate strength 1,590, 21% casualties. 1st Indiana Rifles, 122 dead, 182 wounded, 47 missing, total 351. Aggregate strength 2,284, 13% casualties. All right, 5th. Nolichucky Legion did 315 infantry plus up to 325. Yorkshire's got nothing in. 6th Royal Australians did 125 infantry. Losses: Nolichucky's 27 dead, 82 wounded, 14 missing for total 123. Aggregate strength 1,984, 6% casualties. Yorkshire's 1 man dead. Aggregate strength 2,788. And 6th Royal, 6 dead, 46 wounded, 2 missing, total 54. Aggregate strength 2,795, 2% casualties. 178 for the division. Aggregate strength 7,567, 2% losses. 2nd Artillery. Jeremy's Crazy X did 2 to infantry. The Irish Creamers did 27 to infantry, plus up to 29 caught some command staff. And Culloden's Revenge did 44 to infantry. Losses: Jeremy's Crazy X did take some counter battery fire. Had 2 dead, 5 wounded, 1 missing, total of 8. Aggregate strength 187, 4% casualties. And the Irish Creamers had 2 wounded. Aggregate strength 194, 1% casualties. And with the Rebels, we're just going to see if we got any of their officers. Wounded Major Kennan of the Hampden Artillery. On the separate brigades. No, we got the 1 battery commander wounded. So for all that close in fighting, no officers really got touched, which is kind of amazing. Now we're going to close out here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Victory at Frankfort, as much as you can call it one. Army of the Ohio fleeing in panic, and it looks like they blamed Colonel Jackson, W.L. Jackson, for the loss. Battle of Frankfort is ended with the Army of Ohio retreating in panic. The Indians reported suffered total casualties of 2,598 men. There were 378 killed, 802 captured. Our casualties totaled 2,157 men, with 479 killed, 314 missing, and the rest are wounded. Captured 1,122 rifles and 2 guns from the field and sent 805 soldiers off to our vacation camps. How badly did this mess up our corps? We're still in the yellow, we're not in the orange yet. I desperately want to push on to Nashville, but let's fall back on Lexington, get back towards the depot. I am pissed with how glitched out that fight was. There's still the Army of Eastern Tennessee in front of us. With how glitched out that fight was, I don't think our morale can handle a fight with them. Good on ammo. Let's give them a few days, get in the yellow readiness. We'll push against the Army of Eastern Tennessee, which may not stand up against us with only 8,000 men. And then try to push on Nashville. It's only October 2nd. We're going to wait to the 7th, see if the District of Louisiana comes over to fight our army in Knoxville. If not, we're going to keep pushing them on to Chattanooga. And how are we looking back here with Baywood? Where are you? Pretty slowly. Let's turn off scouting and just get you moving. All right, I'll be back with the next incident. All right, it's now October 9th. We do have our next engagement here. It is the Army of Tennessee under Daywood with 8,900 infantry, 1,600 cavalry, and 13 guns going up against, it says 2 unknown units here, but we know it's Walker's Corps under command of the Army of the West. And they're bringing 5,700 infantry, 5,300 cavalry, and 11 guns. So judging by the dispositions of these units, not dispositions, the makeup of this army, this is definitely what was the Army of Texas. So we do have roughly equal numbers. And we are still awaiting the arrival of the new division, but they won't be here until the end of the month. So let's get in here and kick old Johnston in the teeth. Welcome, my grunts, to the second battle of Carrollton. We are on the Little Sugar Creek map. We do not get this one very often. This is an extremely rare map to grab, but it's almost all wilderness. It's a bastard to fight on. But luckily, our deployment zones are basically on top of each other, or unluckily, depending on how you want to look at it. So we're going to be fighting right here for this crossroads at the creek. And we only have the one division of infantry, one brigade of cavalry, and a brigade of engineers, and one battery of guns. The guns are basically going to be useless to us in this fight. Now, maybe I can try and get them into action on that hillside there, but I'm doubtful. Very doubtful of their usefulness on this fight. But I'm going to try and get them into action up here on this hillside. We'll try that, but where are they? And good luck getting up there, boys, and getting into action, but we'll try. So I'm going to have my infantry division come down the road here. I'm going to do something I usually don't do. I'm going to order each brigade individually because of how tight this fight's going to be. And I'm going to have the cavalry and engineers come up this road here. Get them in a better position. Come up this road here and attack from this direction. So it's going to be a rough fight. I don't think I'm going to pause this from this. It'll still be a few minutes before we get in position, so I'll be back. Shouldn't take too long. All right, it's now 12:47, and we do have the rebel lines spotted. Not completely right now. There's two brigades of mounted riflemen up here. There's two brigades here, and all their infantry's down here in the center. So they're stretching from here to here. Not the dispositions I was hoping for. I was actually hoping this flank would be out over here and this flank up over in this direction. So not too far from what I expected, not really where I wanted them to be. So this assault on the left flank of the rebels is going to be going in head on. Not the best way to do it, but we're going to be having the first suffragists hit this brigade here. The Lincoln's Valkyries going to this brigade here. And the Freedom Fighters are going to go right up the road into the infantry and artillery over here. I do have the Blue Storm Brigade moving out on the flank over here. And the engineers coming up in this direction, hopefully push straight down the road into this infantry brigade here. I'm hoping to tie up the two dismounted riflemen brigades up here with, or the mounted riflemen, not dismounted, with my cavalry up on their flank. So the numbers are almost even on. Once again, I don't think my guns are going to come in the battery. Their guns are going to be in action. That's the problem, because they're going to be able to fire right down the road here. If I try to bring my guns up, they'll just get butchered on the way into position if I try to get them on that road. Actually, their guns aren't even firing. I might be able to get them down here. It'll take them a while. That's kind of... I don't... Let's say shoot them. It says they can hit them from here. We're going to keep them pushing forward. If they can hit them, I'll just let them stay there and fire. Nope, I don't want that. No. Can we hit their guns from up here? I don't know. It's saying we can. We'll see. But it's still going to be a little bit before my troops are in position, as I got to get through the woods. Kick me out some skirmishers, please. Now, if the cavalry's in position for the infantry, I'm going to be a little miffed because they move slower in the woods than the infantry does, but we'll see what happens. All right, it's now 1400, and we are ready to kick this off. I did get my batteries down here, but they still don't have line of sight, so they got to get closer. Their batteries were firing at my skirmishers here, but they have stopped firing since, so let's get the fun kicked off.
Save your water for when the shooting starts.
So these are mounted riflemen, but I'm thinking they're either going to be armed with Enfields or mixed muskets. I'm hoping mixed muskets, but I think they are armed with Enfields. I just don't remember.
Keep up, men. Don't fall behind. Save
How
your
with this
water
fight
for
is
when
we
the
were
shooting
evenly
starts.
matched in numbers, and they have more maneuver units than us, so we do have to be careful. I'm not sending the freedom fighters in yet. I want to get these brigades engaged, hopefully broken, and roll this flank up, because to march into the teeth of the artillery and the South Carolina cadets, really, okay, would be a little rough.
Nice revolver you got there. Mind if I try it?
And hopefully the Blue Storms can handle the 5th Texas. It's not exactly outside the Carolina cadets. I don't think they're battle hardened 4th. Missouri State Guard troops. Maybe they pulled out some of their weaker units. 3rd Louisiana, 3rd MSG. Yeah, we've seen some of these units before. I think they pulled out some of the weaker units or untested units, it looks like. Yep, they don't have the range. But we're not going to sit here in a long-range skirmish with them. Over here is going to be different because the Sharps carbines have a much shorter range, but we should have them overmatched in firepower. Engineers, we're going to hold off on sending you in just yet. And there goes Calvert. And they laid down also. Stop disappearing on me. Wait for the suffrages to catch up. Hopefully get this brigade spotted and tag team them. So I do have to be careful with this. And I did end up giving these brigades discipline line infantry or the Iron Brigade perk, you know, in the base game. Because during the last fight, I needed to bump up their morale hard, and that was the only way of doing it. Fire will. Oh, they stand back up. That's what they did for a second. I'm going to hold them there for now. See what happens over on this flank. And I push in on them. We got to get these boys standing up. Got my guns firing now. Good. arms advance just a little bit. There you go, force them up. And they're getting ready to crumble already. Beautiful. These are not combat hardened units. They can't take much. I want to advance engineers into the face of that hill. Just gun them down, boys. Glitch out on me. Okay, they're not glitching good. Alright, let's turn this flank. Can't see them. I'm almost on top of them. There they are. Gun them down. Engineers. Do some engineer things while we wait to figure out what we're going to do. Firing their ammo just for a moment. Gotta force them to stand up. Be a nice little easy level up for the cavalry. They don't stand up and fire back. Bring the skirmishers back to low on ammo. Jesus, you guys got that type of range? There we go, break the 7. Turn on this flank. That's what I want to see. that artillery. Good job, boys. Swing out this way. Engineers can hold your construction, about to bring you in. It's all but in the bag. As long as I don't get too greedy. There we go, gun down that battery. Guys getting out on this road and blocking them on their retreat. They'll get there anytime soon, but we'll try. Cavalry went to ground. It's back by the engineers. Start angling that way. They may have better longer range weapons. My boys are better fires. Stop going to ground. Stand up and fight. Engineers should turn them out, make them easier targets. Engineers move fast. They want their blood. boys went to ground again. Advancing it. We've actually taken out more men than they started with. That was not a big deal. Got extra numbers in. Engineers hanging in there. Boys got advance orders, use them. There goes 4th Texas. They are done. Okay, I can't get the first supplement place to block their retreat. Everybody's exhausted going through the woods. Crap, they retreated to the engineers and that broke them. There they go. 10 minutes on the clock. I don't think we're going to grab up too much, but we'll see what we can get. Go, boys. Yeah, everybody's too exhausted. And apparently has longer range weapons than me. Now just lay down, boys. Pursuit's over. We're too slow right now to pursue. That's all she wrote. Not too bad of bloodletting. did about 3-1 on the casualties there. So we took down 650 to 6,000 infantry, 850 to 5,500 cavalry. Got all 10 of their guns. Total loss of 1,600 or 11,000 men. Lost 505 or 8,900 infantry. Excuse me. One of our 1,000. We only lost one of our cavalrymen. Wow, they never put up a fight on that little point. Wow. 0 of our guns. Total loss of 506 of our 10,742 men. All right, combat reports. All right, Bastard Division is still arriving. Blue Storm Brigade did 364 to cavalry, plus up to 374. They did catch a bunch of command staff. The Army commander was in there in line of fire. Freedmen Engineers did 118. Correction, Blue Storm Brigade losses 1 man wounded. Freedmen Engineers did 118 to infantry, with 30 dead, 126 wounded, 27 missing, total loss 183. Aggregate strength 2,282 men, 7% casualties. That's not good. Then again, they got clipped by that retreating cavalry brigade, which also broke them, which probably did plus up their casualties. Liberty Legion, Freedom Fighters did 332 to infantry, 16 to cavalry, 27 artillery patrol, 375. First Suffrage did 263 to cavalry. Lincoln's Valkyries did 132 to infantry, 193 to cavalry, and 69 artillery patrol, 394. Losses, Freedom Fighters, 49 dead, 192 wounded, 47 missing for a total of 288. Aggregate strength 1,170, 20% casualties. First Suffrage, no losses at all. Aggregate strength 2,356. Lincoln's Valkyries, 9 dead, 20 wounded, 5 missing, total 34. Aggregate strength 2,611, 1% casualties. The Freedom Fighters were the brigade that were down on the road, which explains their casualty numbers. And I gotta rename this division the Molly Pitchers. And actually, yeah, so Oris Ferry, who was commander of the Molly Pitchers, actually did receive command of this division. They did 23 to infantry, 2 to artillery patrol, 25. Losses, nobody. So it was the Freedom Fighters that took the majority of the losses. Most because they were down on the road facing off, down on this knot here, and the engineers, because honestly, they were getting ready to break anyway, but the angle I sent them in at was not good. It was not a good angle, but we were so close to finishing them off that I deemed it necessary to send them in. All right, I'll get closed out of here, and I'll see you off the newspaper screen. Victory at 2nd Carrollton. Army of the West fleeing in panic, and they actually did blame the loss on the general. General Fry loses face from that fight. Now, Carrollton is in with the Army of West retreating in panic. The enemies reportedly suffered total casualties of 1,565 men. There are 238 killed and 446 captured. Our casualties total 506 men with 88 dead, 79 missing, and the rest wounded. We captured 632 rifles and 3 guns from the field and sent 439 soldiers off to our prison camps. All right, so now we are resecuring Carrollton, and we'll do a map update here. So it looks like we're going to be stuck here for a while. Hopefully they don't burn down this depot. So we're already down. Yep. Looks like we're going to be wintering in Carrollton, which I did not want to do. But the Cavalry Corps has arrived in Memphis, and they're about a quarter of the way through flipping it. And it looks like B's Corps and the Indian Army are up here at Osceola. Actually, I think the AI did retreat them to Osceola instead of sending them to Little Rock, which was the next major node from where they retreated over here. I think the AI picked up on this node and sent them over down here and then back up and around to retreat into there. So that could be an issue for us. Depends on how fast the readiness comes back up. But we are flipping Memphis. So the plan for Memphis is I'm going to ignore them. Cavalry Corps cannot fight them. If it was just the Indian Army, I'd go up and fight them. But it's not just the Indian Army. So there's 2 corps up there. The Indian Army, same size as my Independent Cavalry Corps, I'd fight that out, but just not doable right now. So the Independent Cavalry Corps, once it's secured in Memphis, it's going to move on to Corinth or Grenada. because I'm up in the air on whether I want to send them down into Tuscaloosa and Montgomery or send them straight down the line into New Orleans and have the rebels chase me down the Mississippi line, which is kind of what I'm hedging for. Army of the Ohio, I said I was going to move them on. It's now the 9th. I said I was going to move them on the 7th, depending on the District of Louisiana. They have not come over the mountain yet, but the Army Hardee's Corps now. This was the Army of East Tennessee. Now it looks like it's Hardee's Corps. So that got reorganized. Was moving down from here. And it looks like they're coming to face us at Knoxville. So we're not going to be moving out of Knoxville anytime soon, but we could beat off Hardee's Corps, and if the District of Louisiana comes over and we fight them off also, we'll push on to Chattanooga. Army Mississippi, after its fight, I have brought back into Lexington. They're halfway up the Yell. His Buell's recovering his readiness pretty quickly, like really quickly, which I'm happy to see. So I'm actually about ready to push them into this Nada Corps here. Shove them out of the way, because I don't know, once again, I don't know if they will stand and fight, because both of these corps have retreated in our face so far. So if we can shove them out of the way and they choose not to fight, we're going to push straight into Nashville. And over here in the east, we've finally gotten the Army of the East up into Manassas. I have ordered them down to Richmond, because they're going to do me no good up here. It's going to take them a while to get there because of their readiness. You know what? I need to cancel. Their readiness is just too low for that move. Even though it's considered friendly territory, we don't fully control the state. So it's going to take them forever to get there. I might as well leave them here or put them back up in D.C. So we'll leave them here for now. Pope is almost to green readiness. It's kind of taken him a while. I cannot wait to replace this man. As soon as we touch into the green, we're not going to wait to even get up into the green. As soon as we touch into the green, we're going after Jackson's Corps, because the readiness of these corps down here have got to be returning, especially now that they've gone into winter quarters. So we've got to get rid of this Nada Corps here. We've got to get rid of the Army of the Peninsula so that we can continue our assault on Virginia. And I think that covers everything for now. So we're going to end this episode here. So once again, if you're a new viewer, returning viewer, you're not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. If you do, hit that bell icon so the next video comes out. If you're following along in the series and enjoying it, don't forget to bayonet that like button and butt stroke that comment section. And I'll see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.